Oh, it's bounced awkwardly off Rashford. And Manchester United are out of the Champions League. Leipzig are through to the knockout phase for the second successive season.
What's going on, guys, and welcome back to a brand new video, guys. And in today's video, guys, we are going to be talking about Manchester United's last game that we went and played, RB Leipzig, away from home, guys, in the UEFA Champions League, guys. Anyway, guys, this was, of course, the last game of the group stage in the Champions League, guys. And you may have heard by now, Manchester United have been knocked out in the Champions League by RB Leipzig. I'm pissed off. It's going to be an interesting video once again. So getting into today's video, guys, we made 3 changes from the last game against PSG. Talking about the starting 11, so we started with De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Maguire, Shaw, Telles, McTominay, Matic, Fernandes, Rashford and Greenwood. Getting into the overall reaction now, Man United knocked out of Champions League by RB Leipzig. I'm lost for words. The defending is fucking shambolic. United bottle it. After all that good work, after we beat PSG and RB Leipzig, I can't believe it. I'm fuming and gutted. It's disappointing, it's annoying and frustrating. We let all that good work go to pot. Another slow start to the game once again. United are pathetic. The fight back came way too late. The team selection and the formation was wrong. We got what we deserved in the end. Not good enough. Another bullshit performance. Once again, this is another video where I have to jump on again and say, Manchester United's defence, once again, has let us down. Why? Because it's shit. You know what? The first 2 minutes, we conceded a goal. That's how bad our defending was. And the first goal, I'm going to get right into it. Wan-Bissaka is sucked in and is getting close to Lindelof. Pathetic defending, and he's completely out of position. You've got Angelino that's literally running down the left flank, and he's completely sucked in, and then last minute, he has to get out towards him. By the time he's done that, Angelino's got the shot off and it's a fucking goal already. And it's just not good enough. This defence is all over the place. It's absolutely shambolic. It's all over the place. We're a mess at the back. I mean, for fuck's sake, we were playing 5 at the back and they still managed to get through it as well. Ridiculous. They even put 3 goals past us, even though we had 5 defenders out on the pitch. Even though we started the wrong formation as well. Ridiculous. People can have their say on this game as well. You could blame Ollie all as you like. Ollie knows that he started the wrong team, the wrong formation. Why are you going 5 at the back when you need to be attacking this game? We had 2 options in this game, win or draw. If it was a draw, even if we pulled it back and got a draw would have been enough to get us through to the round of 16 in the Champions League. Bottled it. We are bottlers, and that is why this defence will not win us titles. This defence will not win a Premier League. We've got to sort out this defence. It's all over the place. It's shambolic. Second goal, Shaw left for dead, out of position. But also, you could blame Telles as well, because he was out of position as well. So it didn't really help that both our fullbacks were out of position. But mainly, Shaw was playing as the left centre-back, whereas Telles was playing more as a left-back. Third goal, Maguire was ball watching. And this one pisses me off, right off. Maguire, ball watching, it comes across Maguire and decides not to clear the ball. The cross comes in and you're thinking, I need to fucking clear that. Justin Kluivert's right there and you're just thinking, I need to fucking clear this ball. Fucking clear it. No. Dilly-dallying, staring into space, ball watching, fucking concedes. Comical, shit defending has costed us this game. It's just all over the place. This defence is a mess. It's shambolic, all over the place. We're not organised. We can't defend as a unit. We're all over the place. They just fucking split us so easily. And this defence is not compact. We've got absolute clowns at the back, honestly, that don't know how to defend. The defence needs to go as well. I'm sick and tired of this defence. What did I make of the performance? You know what? The performance was another bullshit performance. It was awful. It was shocking. Another awful performance by the players. I mean, it's another performance that you can't say that we played well in, because we didn't. Because how can you say we played well in that game when we didn't? We conceded a goal in the first 2 minutes. We went 2-0 behind within about how many minutes of the game? We went 2-0 behind. We went 2-0 behind in 13 minutes. 2 goals in 13 minutes. And the first goal came in the 2nd minute. Ridiculous defending. And that's why this defence will not win us titles. you can't back that that performance, because it was not good enough. Once again, another bullshit, an awful, shocking, dreadful performance by the players again. First goal, I mean, getting into the game now, sick and tired of it. I'm not gonna. That's how. Getting into the game now. I thought another slow start by Manchester United. This was a few months ago when we kept on having these slow starts and we were coming from behind and still winning the game, and we were still getting away with it at the time. And this was sort of the same, around about the same time. Another slow start. They come at us, bright and sharp on the ball, on the front foot, and then they suddenly, right away, get a goal by atrocious defending. And then they're the one that... RB Leipzig was the team that was more hungry. I think they were obviously humiliated and embarrassed when they lost 5-0 to us. So they knew that they had to get revenge on us, and we were not ready for this game. I think we approached this game wrong. We approached it wrong formation from the get-go. Why play 5 at the back? You've got to get attacking. You've got to win the game, or draw the game to get through to the next round. And we're fucking playing 5 at the back, trying to soak up the pressure and trying to hit them on the counter-attack. And the tactics were not there. You could blame Ollie as you like. Yep, Ollie's got to take some stick as well, and the players have got to take a lot of the stick as well. So, you'd have to blame, probably it's 50-50, 50% on the players and 50% on the manager for, getting this one completely wrong. I think, they were the team that was more hungry, that had more desire, they had more fight, more passion, more pride, and then they got the second goal. United then just didn't look like we were going to get back into the game. It was done and dusted after 13 minutes. And then it looked like they scored another one, but luckily VAR got involved and it wasn't a goal. Second half, I thought, again, I just can't back this performance. And I mean, we looked better in the second half, definitely, for sure, because we were more brighter, more sharper, got on the front foot, we started creating chances. Even in the first half, we didn't really create a load of clear-cut chances. I think in the first half, Greenwood had a good chance, Rashford had a good chance, couldn't finish the dinner though. There was no end products in the first half, and in the second half I thought we looked much better, more brighter, more sharper, and that's by bringing on Pogba, because I think in the first half we barely had no creativity. Yes, we had Bruno Fernandes, but when you've got players like McTominay and Matic is there to control that midfield, whereas you're relying on Bruno for the creativity, and Bruno needed somebody else like a Pogba with the creativity. So we probably only had about 1 or 2 players with creativity, and second half we looked better. We put the pressure onto them. We got the penalty. Then we found our confidence, our momentum, our rhythm. Scored another goal. Fight back came way too late, and then they just finished it off with a third goal. But the third goal had come before we scored our 2 goals. But the fight back came way too late, and just not good enough by these players. And they need to wake up and smell the coffee. Thursday night football. Here we go again. This is not going to suit us now. Thursday night football. Here we go again. Europa League. Here we come. Thursday night football. Well, after all that good work, after beating PSG 2-1 and RB Leipzig 5-0, everyone had high hopes of going through with a difficult group stage. Coming into this game, all we had to do was either win or draw, and we couldn't do both. It's really disappointing and annoying and frustrating, but one team was going through and the other was getting knocked out. Of course, obviously one team's going to go through and the other one's going to get knocked out, but obviously we were the team that got knocked out. RB Leipzig were the team that showed more energy, more desire, more fight, more passion, more pride. They wanted it more than us. United were just not good enough in the first half. First half performance was dreadful, especially the defence. Obviously, after all that good work, everyone said it was a group of death, and we were doing so well in the first couple of games, beating PSG 2-1, beating Leipzig 5-0. We sat down Tuchel, we sat down Nagelsmann, 2 managers that were linked of coming to Manchester United, and Ollie went and schooled them both. Just not good enough. Coming into this game, all we had to do was either win or draw it. and we could have easily drawn that, but our defence let us down once again, and we couldn't win that game against RB Leipzig. And I'll tell you now, we're not going to win the Champions League with that defence, even if, and that's why we get into these semi-finals and we're boiling it, because of this shite defence that we've got. It needs to be sorted out. It's just not good enough. Yeah, obviously that's the whole mojo, really. It's the whole point. The one team was going through and the other one was getting knocked out, but we were in a brilliant position. It's just not good enough, and I think it all went to pot after once we lost to Istanbul Başakşehir. The boys on BT Sport, the likes of Rio and Paul Scholes, both summarised it well. They both said it was gone once we lost to Başakşehir. It was gone when we lost to them, because going into that game, we should have won that game and we didn't. And once we started losing games, we lost to PSG. That was not our night. We had the chances, never took them. And then we lost to Leipzig, and all we had to do in this game was either win it or draw it, and we bottled it both times. I mean, I was confident coming into this game as well, even though we lost to PSG, but it's just not good enough. Obviously, that's the home mojo. One team was going through, one was getting knocked out, but it's just not good enough. It was a difficult group stage, group of death, but, you know, we had the likes of PSG, Leipzig, Başakşehir, but just not good enough by Manchester United. But like I said just then, Thursday night football, here we go. Bloody Europa League once again, Farmers League, Emmerdale Cup that I don't want to be in, but it's another way of getting back into the Champions League, I guess. Yes, we might be getting top four, just not good enough at the end of the day. What went wrong? I thought everything went wrong from start to finish in the game. I think we approached the game wrong, the mentality in the game was wrong. It was also down to shite defending once again. The wrong team selection. I'm going to go through this now. Wrong team selection. I would have played Wan-Bissaka, I wouldn't have played Lindelof, and I wouldn't have played Shaw in both of those positions. I would have played, if you look at our bench, we had Eric Bailey there on the bench. Why did he not play Eric Bailey or Twanzebe? Both of them were on the bench and they were both available, and if you're fit for the bench, you'll be fit to play this one as well. So easily, Bailey could have come into this game alongside with Harry Maguire and Shaw out on the left-hand side. What's the point of going three at the back with four in front, with Wan-Bissaka and Tellers acting as wingers? Just not good enough. Formation was wrong as well. Why are you going 3-4-1-2? Trying to soak up the pressure and getting them on the counter-attack. It's going to work in some games, but it's not always going to bloody work. It also depends on the opposition that you play as well, and it depends how good the opposition is as well. Wrong team selection. I wouldn't have played Lindelof, and I wouldn't have played Tellez, but obviously Tellez would come in because obviously a midweek game, obviously rest and rotation, and then Matic and McTominay. And it also didn't help coming into this game that Pogba's agent was coming out with a load of shit saying he's going to be leaving. So in the end, Pogba ended up getting benched. Again, not enough creative players on the pitch. Bruno in behind Greenwood and Rashford as well. Wrong team selection, wrong formation, completely backfired. Just not good enough by these Manchester United players. And the defending massively let us down. Why did the fight back come too late? Because of the defence. We were 2-0 down in the first half and we panicked in the second half because we knew if in the second half if we score the next goal, we're back in the game. And then when we got back into the game, they scored another. It was just not good enough. So the comeback came way too late because we had more creative players on the pitch. We had Donny on the pitch. We had Bruno on the pitch. We had Pogba on the pitch. So we had more leaders, more creative players on the pitch that were creative, got on the front foot, managed to create chances, and then the fight back came way too late. Once you get the first goal, you're hopeful of getting your second goal, but the fight back came way too late because he thrown on all of his creative players on in the second half. Did he do the right thing by bringing off the likes of Tellez? Yeah, he did. Straight away he knew, I need to bring on Donny, I need to bring on another creative midfielder, and that's what he did. Once we brought on Pogba, I thought we sort of came a little bit more better as a team. We were a bit more sharper, more brighter. We got on the front foot, created chances, but once again, I'm going to say it once again, the defending was awful and it's just not good enough. But the fight back came way too late because we panicked in the first half, defending was shit. We panicked and then we got the first goal, which was a penalty, and then we had the momentum and the rhythm, and then we got another, and then we fell short because we had conceded another one late on as well, which wasn't good enough. So the fight back came way too late because we had more creative players on the pitch. It was now or never. It was all or nothing. We got punished. Who was the worst player on the pitch? I'll tell you now, there was a load of players that did not have a good game in this game. I think the likes of Wan-Bissaka didn't have a good game. Lindelof, Maguire didn't have a good game. Tellez didn't have a good game. I thought Shaw didn't have a good game. Not many players had a good game in this one. Not many players could keep their head up high and say, I had a good game. De Gea didn't have a good game either. The midfield was just completely wrong as well. It's just written in the stars who was so bad in that game. It was just the defenders that you have to give it to. Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Maguire, Shaw and Tellez. But I've said this before, and I think De Gea cannot control this defence, whereas Henderson can for some goddamn reason. Now that we're out of the Champions League, welcome back to Thursday Night Football. Europa League, here we come. How do we beat Real Sociedad? Now, obviously, coming into this game, Europa League, here we go. Back again. It's Real Sociedad. Real Sociedad are a side that are success in its pressing, positioning, as well as their occupation of spaces in the opposition's half. I'm going to talk about a little bit of their tactics and the way how they play as well. They're playing out of the back. They prioritise with a high defensive line, which is obviously most teams would do. Greatly thanks to the tactical, genuine and flexible of Mikel Moreno and Andre Guevara, however you say his name. When in a pivot, Guerrero tends to drop deep, forming a temporary back three. So obviously, it's a back three. You have full-backs beginning occupying as the full spaces, which meaning they're out on the flanks really. Moreno acting as an advanced and slightly less provisional pivot, tends to rise and occupy the half spaces and on occasions the flanks as a false winger as well. So they could easily go to like the false nine. And then obviously their main man, Mikel Oyarzabal, up front is often a tactical headache for opposition managers. The young Spaniard often drops into these channels, and once this happens, he is essential, free to wreak havoc, taking advantage of his presence, of his wingers. Oyarzabal is perfectly poised to thread passes through gaps left in behind by the opposition to create these sort of advantages. His partner in crime and mistake, Moreno, often works in tandem with him to create positional and numerical superiorities. As a group, Real Sociedad has barely any finalities. However, certain automatisms within their own tactics seem to work against them. Real Sociedad prioritise an intense choking press, and while for the most part they're highly inefficient at applying it, they sometimes get ahead of themselves and press unnecessarily as well. They overdo it as well. And then obviously coming down to their weaknesses now, the major flaw in this is that they leave gap critical areas, especially in the central defence midfield, an area that often proves very taxing to teams when not adequately occupied. Their occasionally lack of preparedness and collective disorganisation leaves them blatant open at the backs. Obviously, once again, their defence is not good enough. I think coming into this game against Real Sociedad, it's going to be a tough one, definitely for sure. I mean, obviously, people could have their say in this draw. Obviously, people would have liked a nice easy draw in this Europa League, but I think you've got to be playing some of the decent teams in the Europa League, because you've got to be battling with some of the best at the end of the day. Playing the likes of Mulder and all these lot who were also in the Europa League, and some of them didn't even make it through anyway. But teams like Mulder, I think, who didn't make it through, they're teams that you not want to be competing against. You've got to be competing against the best teams that you can in Europe. And Real Sociedad are a team that you've got to go up against and say, big game against them. They're going to be up for this. They've got the 5th best defence in the league, the 6th in the La Liga, and we just got to treat it one game at a time. I mean, the thing is with Real Sociedad, and we're going to have a quick and bright start to this game. And I know that Ollie's going to be changing things up in this game. I know he's going to not be playing his first team footballers, and it's going to be difficult without Pogba now, because with Pogba not in the team, it's not going to give us a lot of creativity. So we're probably going to be probably seeing Donny and Bruno probably both playing, whereas you'd like to give Bruno a rest. So, and because Donny's still rusty and not been getting enough game time, he's not up to scratch yet. But we're going to have to come into this game on the right mentality, the right mindset, and we're going to have to be ready. We're going to have to be ready physically as well, because I know physically they're going to be up for this one. I think the best player, or one of the good players for them, left as well to go to Wolves, Willian Jose. But they've still got some dangerous players in there that we're going to have to be aware of. Fantastic team. We don't want to write them off. We don't want to underestimate them. It's going to be a big game against them. It's not going to be easy. We're going to have to be on this mentally, physically from the get-go. We don't want to underestimate them. Big team. We're not even going to be going to Spain now. We're going to bloody Italy for this game as well. So it's on a neutral basis. It depends on how both teams react as well, and it's depending on which team's going to have the better start. I think we need to have that better start, get on the front foot, high intensity, high tempo. We've got to play with energy and intent. And also, like I was just saying before, their defence is a bit shaky. So you can tell with their central defensive midfielding problem, whereas we're going to have to get players, mounting on that area. And, we're going to have to really get in between the lines, and that's what they also hate as well. We're going to have to get in between the lines, make some runs in from behind, and we're going to have to be clever in our play. It's all about the football intelligence. We're going to have to go head up, look for a pass, and shoot. So, it's all about, we got to be ready for this, not only just mentally, but physically as well. They're going to be coming into this game with confidence. They'll be hopeful of getting a result. And there's a saying, you've always got to win your home. You've always got to win your away games, and then when you go back home, you want to try and see it out in the home fixture. So this is more or less an away fixture for us. So I think we just got to come into this game and say, if we can get a couple of goals on these, go and then go back home the week later with a deficit on them, then they've got to work for that. Then they've got to work for it in the second leg. But it'll be lovely if we can get this done and over with in the first leg, and then then you can sort of change about with the team then the week later. So it's all about the quick start for me, and we're just gonna have this quick and bright start, and we've got to take the chances. End product needs to be there. He's got to get the right players in the right positions. He's going to have to play the right team selection, and he's going to have to get the right formation. Never mind this 5 at the back shit. Go attacking. Play with 4 at the back, and it makes a difference as well, because you're free flowing, playing with high intensity, high tempo. You'll need the urgency in the team as well. You need the fluidity, and that's what you need on the day as well. Getting into the goals now. First goal, Bruno steps up and scores a nice and composed penalty for 3-1. Second goal, brilliant corner and cross by Bruno. Pogba gets up and heads the ball and takes a deflection off the Leipzig defender. Getting into the stats now. Possession for RB Leipzig, it was 44.7%, and for Man United it was 55.3%. Goals for Leipzig, it was 3, and for Man United it was 2. Total shots for Leipzig, it was 9, and for Man United it was 19. Shots on target for Leipzig, it was 4. And they scored 3 goals as well, and for Man United it was 7. Shot accuracy for Leipzig, it was 44.4%, and for Man United it was 36.8%. Shots inside the box for RB Leipzig, it was 5, and for Man United it was 12. Shots outside the box for Leipzig, it was 3, and for Man United it was 8. Total passes for Leipzig, it was 402 passes. For Man United it was 489 passes. The pass accuracy for Leipzig, it was 74.6%, and for Man United it was bang on 80%. Getting to the substitutions now. Tellez went off a short talk about Alex's performance, committed the same mistake as Wan-Bissaka for the second goal, and was substituted at half time. Shaw went off for Williams, talk about Luke's performance, swamped on his return to the side in a back 3, and the rustiness was punished by Leipzig, also got booked. Matic went off for Pogba, talk about Nemanja performance, a risky selection that backfired before the 2nd minute mark. The in-conclusion of Matic over Donny van der Beek and Paul Pogba must have lifted Leipzig. Lindelof went off for Tuanzebe, talk about Victor's performance, overwhelmed by Leipzig's intensity, and also looked comfortable during the game's calmer periods, but in the second half and substituted. Wan-Bissaka went off for Fosu Mensah, talk about Aaron's performance, and Juliano ghosted past him so often he must have been wearing an invincibility cloak. Wan-Bissaka doesn't like attacking and didn't like defending. Next up, we've got Real Sociedad, the 6th in the La Liga at the minute as well. They've yet to play again on the weekend. They're playing, I think, Getafe on the weekend. A task there on the hands on the weekend. Quick and bright start in this game. We're going into this game, no excuses. We're going into this game in the Europa League now. I mean, it's not the cup that I want to be in, but it is what it is at the end of the day. We're in the Europa League. We've got Real Sociedad. It's not going to be easy, but it's all about the quick start for me. Got to take the chances. We're going to have to be on top of it from the minute 1 to minute 90. Got to prepare well, not only just physically but mentally as well. Got to go in with the right mindset as well. We're going to have to be on it. They're going to give us a game. Cannot underestimate this team. We've got to be upbeat for this game. We've got to be confident, and they're going to be hopeful of getting a result. I think defensively we're going to have to keep it tight at the back and try to be a unit and don't make any mistakes, because they're going to try and expose our weaknesses as well, and we're going to try and expose their weaknesses as well. So we're going to have to we've got a big task on our hands here. A good team, they'll give it a real good test themselves. They'll give us a good game, good fight, and we're going to have to be up for it. From minute 1 to minute 90, it's all about the good start, high intensity, high tempo, urgency, fluidity, intent, energy. It's got to be all there on the day for me. Ollie needs to pick the right team, put the players in the right positions. He needs to balance the team out right. The structure in the team needs to be right. We need depth in the team, and he needs to select the right formation for the game. So far, Real Sociedad are scoring 0.8 goals per game, and so far, Real Sociedad are conceding 0.7 goals per game. They have the 5th best defence in the La Liga. In the Europa League, Real Sociedad have won 2, drawn 3, and lost 1. They've lost to Napoli 1-0, and that was at home as well. This will be the 3rd meeting with Real Sociedad. The last time Man United beat Real Sociedad was on Wednesday the 23rd of October 2013, and it ended 1-0 to United. That was in the Champions League. Man United have never been beaten by Real Sociedad. Let's hope we can keep that going. We now face Real Sociedad in the Europa League. The players to look out for is Ramiro, Monreal, as we know, Lemond, Mourinho, Januzaj, David Silva, Zubimendi, Kavera, Portal, Oyarzabal, Isaac and Batista. Hope you guys are enjoying another video. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe to my channel if you are new. See you guys in a video in the next couple of days, and peace.